Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment I want to answer a question that I get quite regularly, and that is, Patriot Nurse, how long do the meds that I'm storing for disasters or for general preparedness, how long do they last? How long are they good for past their expiration date? And I'm going to be joined by my familiar friend, Coffee, to assist me during the answering of this question. Alright, first things first. So what we have to understand here is that there are two main concerns when it comes to dealing with expired drugs. One is efficacy. Is the drug still effective, and has it lost any efficacy? If so, how much? Two, does the drug become toxic, right? So there's efficacy and then toxicity. Efficacy and toxicity that we have to be concerned with here. Okay. So when we're looking at toxicity specifically, because that's where, most people are like, oh my God, that med could be like disastrous and dangerous. The toxicity issue is blessedly not very common. There are a few drugs in which we have to be concerned about toxicity when they have become expired. Namely, the cycline family of antibiotics, which is based on one man who passed away, tragic though it may be, who might have taken expired tetracycline, and as a result of this particular event, there was a warning issued for the entire family of cycline antibiotics, doxycycline, tetracycline, oxycycline. So the whole, don't take expired doxycycline or don't take expired tetracycline, it came as a result of one man who passed away. Not some huge volume of data, one man. Now granted, this was a particular incident that was most tragic, but again, it's not like there's this huge body of evidence that says that, this is, terribly toxic and it's going to kill you the day after you take it. So something to weigh in there on the cycline family of antibiotics. Another one is digoxin, which is a drug that's taken basically for heart conditions, okay? Digoxin can become toxic after its expiration date, so you don't really want to mess around with that. Aspirin is another one, actually. That can become toxic. Ironically enough, I had a student bring a large bottle of aspirin to class, and there's a particular test that you can do. I call it the whiff test. But basically, whenever you smell aspirin, if it has become toxic, it will have this overwhelming vinegary smell. Like you'll just open the cap and it's... So it was a good teaching experience, right? The students got to pass it around and be like, okay, like this right here, guys, this right here is a no-no. When you smell that vinegary smell, do not pass. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not take that aspirin. So these are the main ones that people need to be aware of, like, hey, do not go there. Now let's, on the flip side, let's talk about the drugs that, when they pass their expiration date, they don't become toxic per se, but they start to lose efficacy. Okay. There's a lovely bit of data called the Shelf Life Extension Program that was conducted for the Armed Services, basically to evaluate the continuing efficacy of different drugs past their expiration date. The military was trying to figure out, hey, okay, what can we fudge on here? What can we get away with? Surprisingly, many of these drugs lasted anywhere between, 6 to 8 years with decent efficacy past their expiration date. So when it comes right down to it, guys, what we're looking at here is really a stamp of, approval. Whenever we look at these expiration dates, what this expiration date is telling us, okay, this drug, given decent storage conditions, is guaranteed to have its standard efficacy at regular prescribed dosage levels. Okay. What happens when we start to look at X number of years, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years out from the expiration date, we start to see a decay in the stability of the substance. So what ends up happening is that when you get 8, 10 years out, that drug ceases to become as effective as it once was. So what you end up having to do is to titrate it up, meaning to up the dosage, which is a guessing game. It's a guessing game, and it's something that not a lot of people are comfortable with, hence the whole need for standardized use by this date, right? So we don't end up having to guesstimate and deal with drugs that are of dubious quality. So I hope that answered your question. The main things to think about here are toxicity and efficacy. Most drugs do not become toxic after they have reached their expiration date, with a few exceptions, namely the cycline family, potentially cycline family of antibiotics, digoxin, and aspirin. I hope that was helpful for you guys today. If you did enjoy the video today, please subscribe to me, like me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. Also, if you're interested in learning more, because I could go for hours on this subject, and I do, usually 2 weekends out of the month, come to class. ThePatriotNurse.com has the entire course schedule for 2015. Got a whole bunch of different classes up there, guys. If you go to a combo class page, It's a tab there on the website. It'll show you where 101 and 201 are taking place all around the country. Consider getting yourself into class today. Definitely love to see you guys, to work with you guys, to put some good hours in laboring for a good and common effort. So I hope it was helpful for y'all. And for now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I will see y'all later. Bye.